Are we ready?
You got the hammer.
It's about a point an hour.
I'd like to bring this Personnel and Human Services Committee meeting to order on Tuesday, May 19th at about 4:02 in the afternoon. Deanne, will you call order, please?
Lutz.
Here.
Tilly.
Here.
Duransic.
Here.
Gitt.
Here.
Flynn.
Here.
Garrett.
Here.
Krieger.
Yes.
Warren present.
Thank you. Before you have the minutes of 4:21.
Motion approved. Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. At this time, we allow public input into our committee meetings. All those that wishing to speak to the committee can rush forward and sign in at the podium. Seeing we have no one stepping forward, we will move to our next item. We have petitions and communications. Under item A, we have FOIA Coordinator and Corporation Counsel Freedom of Information Act amendment.
So moved.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Commissioner Tilly.
Amber, was this just adding the spam thing? Is that all I see that was different in it?
No,
from before?
actually, there were quite a few changes to the act. The fee processing is different. The penalties are greater for non-compliance. It's very extensive.
Okay. I saw the bold. I couldn't miss that.
We will, work on getting things on the website. We're going to just continue to be as transparent, as we can and getting it out there. But there are some definite changes.
Okay. Thank you.
Just a minute. Commissioner Rick.
There was that highlighted one about the spam and junk mail folders. That sounds like that might be a lot of work. That's new.
We're going to work with IT on that. We do get quite a few FOIA requests via email now, but it will most likely increase. So we're going to see what we can do as far as setting something up.
Thank you. Commissioner Herrick.
Will the whole FOIA, will the whole packet will that be online?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because I know I've been to 2 township meetings in the last couple of weeks, and both of them, just said, "John, what do you think of this?" I know it's pretty thick, and then there, of course, they don't. Some people want to try to do it in house, and some won't because they don't. But I think the wise choice, and we have Corporation Counsel, is to send it to an attorney because they just, it's so much different than the other one. But I'm glad I'll be available online, so even one of the townships or something wants to look at it, they see the way, use ours as an example probably, and get an idea where they're supposed to be with it.
That's right.
Thank you.
Commissioner Coonan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Was this coming from legislation in Lansing?
Yes.
I was at a pension board meeting yesterday, and they brought up how there could be some personal information that on the public that could be, but in the past wasn't available, and I'm not quite sure if that is, there was some discussion on that.
I don't believe that the changes that were made to the statute to deal with the type of information that can be released under FOIA, what we're really dealing with at this point are changes in the procedure, penalties, and manner in which you actually produce the documents. And they're trying to be more transparent in terms of letting the public know, by what's on the website, but also we have to have not only our policy, which we've always had in the past, but also a summary that's available to get picked up so anyone in the public can look at the summary and see this is what our FOIA policy is, this is the procedure that you have to go through to request the documents. But most of the changes to the statute deal with penalties and procedures. They don't deal with being more expansive in terms of the information that's being let to the public.
No.
Okay. Maybe it's something we're working on.
It's, we had various training sessions, and they're continuing. The manual's about this big. And we process approximately 1,000 FOIAs a year. So it's going to continue. And I think that we will provide more things free of charge based on the changes. They've reduced, like I said, they've reduced our fees, but increased the penalties. So we just have to be more careful and stay on top of it and respond in a timely manner. So.
All the money.
Anybody else? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we have item B, Health Director, sub-award agreements with local schools for Safe Routes program.
So moved.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. From the Personnel Director, we have vacancies for the Treasurer's Office, Division on Aging, the Health Aid Homemaker Services there, and the Health Department, a Clerk Typist 3, part-time.
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Referrals, I do not believe we have any. Unfinished business,
Extra one.
new business. Unfinished business, we don't have any. Under new business, we got a request from the Bay County Register of Deeds for a part-time position, and that's due to Deb Gallagher moving from the part-time to the full-time position within the office. So,
So moved.
Support.
any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Miscellaneous? Yes, please.
I talked to Ernie a little bit about this, but yesterday and Vaughn was there at Michigan Works, just to give you guys a lowdown on what's going on. As these prosperity regions are being pushed by the governor's office, we've taken action at Michigan Works for an interim position. Ed Oberski is stepping down as the CEO till October 1st to work on the contract language between the 8-county region that is going to be established likely going to be established under the Prosperity Region 5. And so he is stepping back to do those duties until October 1st, at which time he'll return to the CEO position. There are concerns by the board about where this is going, because the state is mandating that it become a nonprofit organization, but yet we are still the fiduciary as a county. And so if something happens with the monies that Michigan Works as a nonprofit, we're the ones that are going to have to take the hit, because it's a program through us. There's a concern to me with accountability on that. Secondly is representation potentially on that board. Discussions have surfaced that maybe it would be one representative per county. There are 8 counties in the new region that will include Isabella, Gratiot, Clare, Aranac, and Iosco. So the potential is there that 5 counties could, if it was a single representation, basically vote in an effort to put in harm's way 3 other larger counties who are the basic dollar users in the region. A question was brought up by Commissioner Hanley, or Chairman Hanley. What is the workforce size in Gladwin compared to Saginaw County if we're going to go to proportional representation? And that would be 13-1. To give you an idea how many people are in the workforce in some of the other regions that are coming onto this board, potential board at this point in time. We are keeping our our ear to the wall and our hand on the pulse of everything that's going on, but it is happening rather quickly. And as I said last week, they want this contract done by August 14th and implemented by October 1st. If we get that done by then, I'm not holding my breath, but if we did, there's a $150,000 incentive to Michigan Works to have it done by then. If it's not done by October 1st, we have 9 months to get the agreement put together, or the state will step in and implement their, however they want to do it. If we don't opt into it, we have 2 years to continue as we are. And in that 2-year period, if the state decides that there is some discrepancy in programming or funding, they can step in anyways and take over, terminating the Michigan Works, and they can align it however they want to align it. There's a lot of things that smell to us in this. It doesn't pass the smell test, but we're taking it a day at a time, and I wanted to get you keep you up to speed. Did I miss anything, Vaughn, on that?
I had a question about the funding, how much of the funding we get, and there is discretionary funds we do get from the state. A lot of it is federal money, but there is quite a bit from the state that could be cut off apparently if we didn't
Comply. That's right. That's it. Yeah. But it is mainly a federal program. That's another reason we have our hands in the air, is because this is not a state program; it's a federal program. But discretionary funding does come into play in this, and we're concerned. I want to keep you up to speed on what's going on right now. Things are happening rather quickly, and they're going to continue, I think, over the next few months. Tom did send me an email that from Huron County, which I think maybe we might want to consider a look at, that I'll share with you guys via email, just to get an idea of where you want to go with this. And that's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, one question maybe you or Vaughn can answer it. I mean, what's the big push to go to nonprofit over the current way they're doing it?
To be honest with you, it's control and control over the money. And so and that's one of our concerns as a board, is if we go to a nonprofit, I'm not saying that the current administration would do anything like this, because we know the current administration well, and the commissioners know the system rather well. It's in the future, when the next CEO steps in, and the new commissioners, as time goes on, step on this board, the authority, the power then shifts from the commissioners to the administrator, or which would be appointed or hired by the state, or whoever it does, maybe the board, but who knows what their next step will be. And yet we're still accountable for we're the fiduciary, so we're still responsible for the money, but this person's in charge of it all. And if the other commissioners don't understand how it all works, you've got somebody with a lot of power, which will probably happen in some areas, who can do whatever they want.
Right. Commissioner
Isn't that what they tried to do a couple of years ago prior to consolidating?
This started about 3 years ago.
Bay, Midland, and Saginaw said no on this
That was
nonprofit.
something Ed tried to do, was make it amount.
Yeah, for the same reasons, and that was our reasons, that we're accountable for it, and Ed wanted to go to a nonprofit, which is another reason we've got our hand on the pulse of this. This kind of moves in that direction, and we're concerned. We're very concerned. Other questions?
Any other questions or comments?
I say we move to adjourn.
Okay.
No.
We got going here. You got something else under?
Dade County Veterans Council is going to have a rummage sale on May 28th, 29th, and 30th. It'll be at 113 Washington, which is down towards the end of Washington and by Columbus, 9 to 5, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Proceeds used for veterans and their families. You can drop off donations Monday 12 to 2, or call Bruce for pickup. That's Bruce Douglas, 996-1107. So he ran one before. This is the second one he's running, and it goes for veterans services.
Okay. That's your little announcement?
That's my announcement.
Maybe they can take a picture of that. And you can post the flyer later. Anybody else before we?
Move to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Adjourned.
Give me a call.
I'll look at
4:16.